the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like a ceiling can.
All right, welcome back. I am Ted with the Basilica Brothers at Irish Touchdown. Usually it's just two dudes talking Notre Dame football, the most important thing about life. But today Matt is out on assignment, so you have me for today. Today's episode is going to be the Thanksgiving edition. Obviously, with Thanksgiving this week, and wanted to shoot you guys a big thank you here during this episode. So that's going to come in a little bit with some great news to follow as well. So, got a big week. Let's jump straight into it. So this week we come off the huge, unprecedented victory against Syracuse, 70-7. I can honestly say I have never seen a basketball score on a football field like that in my entire life. It was sure exciting for at least one quarter. At 35-0, I believe, is what we finished out as. I was texting Matt, "Oh, pick six! Oh, blocked punt! Oh, pick six! This is crazy!" So after about 21-0, I texted, and I think I even put out on YouTube, Tyler Buckner touched the ball more than C.J. Carr in the first half. Simply because he was holding the extra points, and C.J. Carr would hand off to Jeremiah Love, and he would take it to the house. After two possessions on offense, Jeremiah had scored a 58-yard touchdown, I think it was. Just pushing his Heisman stats up a little bit. And I think he set pretty much the second half, where he only had 8 carries for 171 yards, which averaged like 21 yards per carry, which is freaking insane. I just love it. Got to see more Aeneas, which was great. Hopefully feeding him, getting him hungry for next year, and maybe even a little additional playoffs if we get in. There's always those doomsday possibilities, where if Michigan beats Ohio State and then wins the Big 12 or Big 10, you never know what's going to happen. So, fingers are crossed for now. I think we're in, but you never know, unfortunately, with 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, what's really going to happen. So, huge win for Syracuse, a huge win against Syracuse, and no injuries that were reported during the game. Unfortunately, Kingston, he did finish the first half with an injury that we thought was all right. Turns out it's going to be season-ending knee injury, which just something that we're going to miss desperately. He was our guru, our overall linebacker that pretty much could do anything. Go after the quarterback, cover the running back. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of confidence in Drake to cover anybody. He's a big Brian Urlacher dude that loves to hit the quarterback and loves to tackle hard, but I don't see the quickness there in being able to cover a running back coming out of the backfield. And if he's forced to go to the line and cover anybody that's even faster than that guy, he's done. And we saw that when we lost against, Texas A&M. He had to guard a tight end and basically got boxed out, and we lost the game. So, not excited about that injury at all. I'm excited for the season to start progressing into the playoffs. I'm really excited to start watching the SEC start eating themselves alive and kicking themselves out of top 10 rankings, because I think they have 4 right now that are really projected to make the playoffs, and I'm not a big fan of SEC, obviously, because I'm a Notre Dame fan. So hopefully that starts playing out. We can start seeing, I think Ole Miss is playing Mississippi State right now, and they're probably going to win, but they're not looking that strong, so that's great to see. And Notre Dame's going to be handling Stanford here shortly. We've got a 10:30 game tomorrow night where we're traveling to California. It's a 32.5 point projected win. We were a 35-point projected win against Syracuse, and obviously we won by 63 points. So I don't see a lot of people, one, betting against Notre Dame, and two, taking the points, because I think they're realizing that Notre Dame is finally locked in like they were last year, and they're just, I think Jay Love said he's putting 2 feet on the gas pedal in his last interview. So I think 32.5 is going to be low again. I think Notre Dame is going to steamroll Stanford like they did Syracuse. They've got a tight end that's got some wiggle to him. He's got a lot of catches, a lot of yards, and then they've got a wide receiver. I think he has 58 catches, so productive. But once you shut that down, their quarterbacks have struggled mightily. I don't see it getting up. I don't see them getting double-digit points. So if they get 10, it's a loss. I would guess they're going to bolster Love's carries. He's been averaging 15, 20 carries. I can see him getting 20, 25 to try and get him, like a 200-yard game, 2 or 3 touchdowns, and then pull him off to the side. Because as you're going to see in the next segment of the Stanford talk, or excuse me, the Heisman talk, we're going to break down a lot of the comparative running backs that have won the Heisman, and I'm also going to break down the current quarterbacks that are up for Heisman for this year. So that's why I think they're going to try and boost Jay Love's stats, because right now he's kind of behind the previous running back Heisman winners, and the quarterbacks of today are outshining him. So I think tomorrow's game is going to be huge for Jay Love. And like I said, let's jump into it. All right, so I pulled a few running backs from history, and the first one that stood out to me was Derrick Henry. He won in 2015, so 10 years ago. Derrick Henry is just an absolute beast. He was averaging 25, 30. One game he had 46 carries. It's just insane the amount of beating that guy can take. But he finished a 15-game season with 2,200 carries. J Love right now, I believe, is at 1,300 carries. So this coming week is week 12. 12 games will have probably close to 1,500 yards. So it's about 700 behind Henry, but also 3 games less. So he's a little bit behind Henry, but Henry's just an absolute freak. Who I'd really compare J Love to is Reggie Bush, who won it in 2005, 20 years ago. Reggie was averaging 12 to 20 carries, but he was very efficient at 8.7 yards a carry, but he only had 16 touchdowns, which J Love already has 17 with a game still remaining. So comparing that with Reggie's 1,700 yards to J Love's probably going to have about 1,500 yards. It's a pretty close comparison in that feature. They're about the same in receiving. No one has a bunch of extra yards really over either one. And obviously Reggie won the Heisman and then had to give it back. So I would give J Love a comparison to Reggie Bush. We got Eddie George, who won in 95. He had 1,800 yards and 23 touchdowns. So that's pretty close. That's an Ohio State running back. Obviously, Reggie Bush was USC. Derrick Henry was out of Auburn. And for fun, I pulled Bo Jackson's stats in 85. Bo Jackson, the amazing man that he is, had about 1,700 yards in 11 games. They didn't play as many. He had 17 touchdowns. He averaged 162 yards a game, and obviously won the Heisman, and then went on to play baseball and who knows what else. This guy's just a freak athlete. So comparing the running backs of the old, the Bo Jackson, the Reggie Bush, the Derrick Henrys, even the Eddie George, it's pretty close. Jeremiah is behind, I would say, on all of them. He's closest to Reggie Bush, but I think the thing that killed J-Love is that he had a second running back that he had to share time with. So, do I think J-Love is going to win? I don't. The stats aren't there. He plays for Notre Dame. He doesn't have the stats to back him up. He doesn't have the team, because nobody loves Notre Dame except Notre Dame. And unfortunately, that's not enough votes. I think he's going to be invited. I think he's going to go. I think they invite 3 or 4. I think he's going to get one of the spots, which is great. It's, we haven't been there since, I think, Manti Te'o, and that blunder. So it's going to be great press for us trying to get, the next level of running backs. And I got my favorite helmet here to try and bring some good luck. This is my old school Irish helmet that was signed by Joe Theismann, or Theismann, however you want to say it. Obviously, they changed his name to rhyme with Heisman. So I got my helmet out here for good luck. It's signed. It's not in great shape, but it's all right. I'm trying to send the good love to Love and get at least an invite. So comparing running backs, I don't think he's got it. Looking at the quarterbacks of this year, we got Julian Sayin, Diego Pavia, and the kid out of Indiana. I didn't pull his stats just because it was close to Julian, but it wasn't good enough. So Julian is very efficient. He's throwing at 80%, 27 touchdowns, 4 picks, and he's only been sacked 6 times. And so people are like, oh, what about Diego? Diego's got more yards. He's got more touchdowns, and he's playing on Vandy. I get that. You're playing on a bad team and you're still doing great stats. I think the issue is when you look at Pavia is the 5 games that he played ranked teams, he played terrible. He was throwing 60% completion. He had, of his 5 or 6 interceptions, 3 of them went to those teams. So in big games, he's not stepping up. On top of, I think he has 17 sacks. He's been sacked 17 times versus Julian's 6. And you say, oh, well, that's his offensive line, or he's not in as good of a team as Ohio State. Sure, I get that. But it's the quarterback's responsibility to set protection, check the play, make sure they're in the right play for the defense, what they're showing. And, elusiveness and mobility is also important. So either the game is too fast for Pavia right now, the quality of his team isn't up there, and he's having to do too much, and he's just getting boxed in and getting sacked. All those are excuses, but none of those excuses Julian's having to deal with. So I'm seeing, and I'm putting my vote out there for Heisman candidacy. I think Diego would probably get the last invite. I think Julian's going to get invited, and I think it's Mendoza is going to get invited. And I think it'll be Julian, Mendoza, Love, Diego in that place. I think Julian's going to win this year. I think Love's going to be happy that he was invited because he's going to be the first running back picked for next year for the NFL. So he's going to absolutely love that pay raise. And I think I think Julian's going to run away with this. It's just he's too good. He's on too good of a team, and they're probably going to win another national championship, which is obviously terrible. So that's pretty much it. Other than I'm throwing out the at Irish touchdown. I wanted to send a little love to y'all. A huge thank you to y'all. I know I'm speaking for Matt as well. This week obviously is Thanksgiving. The Basilica Brothers have a lot to be thankful for. You guys have shown a lot of love to us, and that can be seen by all the subscribers and all the views that we've got. We started this channel in August when the season started. Just two dudes wanting to just talk about Notre Dame football. We do it on the phone all the time or in person, so we're like, let's just throw it together, see what happens. And we didn't know what we were doing, but I remember the day in August. We're like, oh my gosh, we got 5, we got 10, we got 15 subscribers. This is insane. So we went from 0, obviously, to forcing our mom and dads to follow us, and random friends. Just, hey, even if you don't watch, just subscribe. Please help us. To now, last I checked, we're at over 650 subscribers. And that's just insane to us. We're so thankful for you guys. All the views. I think one of our shorts got over 1,500 views last week, which for just two dudes, it really, look at the background. That's my kitchen. Our things we're throwing out are like 25-year-old helmets, and I got my Play Like a Champion Today poster signed by different players of the past, and Charlie Weiss is up there. So it's just kind of we're winging it at this point, and we're just loving how much you guys are loving it and appreciating what kind of content we're bringing you. And so if you're watching, if you're here, you still made it to the end of this, end of the episode, end of the week, end of the season, and you're still watching us, we appreciate it. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe, throw us some love in the comments. We will reach out to you, as some of the followers saw last week, talking about different strength of schedules, and Notre Dame versus Miami or Texas versus Oklahoma. It's a good discussion, good debate, and I just love talking college football. Obviously, love talking about Notre Dame. It's my passion, and we'll be doing it for this year for sure. And slowly, as the spring creeps up, we'll jump into it again and see how CJ Carr progresses, and see the Notre Dame football hopefully try and defend their championship. So thank you again. We love you, and as always, go Irish.